Welcome to Building Manenos, episode 4. I'm Nick Mutavi.
And I'm architect Sylvia Kasanga.
Previously, we talked about acquisition of land, and you're just recapping on the processes of building. So there's the acquisition of land, and then sourcing your architect, and then after that, your costing. Now you're going to go right into building. So just take us through. You want to start building. And we know a lot of problems with building. I go get my own foreman, I build my house. Maybe I've even skipped the architect. What are the challenges with what people do in Kenya? Because a lot of people don't even get professionals or get even consultants. They just get a foreman from my neighbor's construction and is half the cost of the
regular contractor.
Yes. So what's a proper way of doing things?
So once you have wrapped up with your design and you've costed it and it has fallen within your budget, it's critical to get your approvals. Of course, we had mentioned this in one of the other episodes. Get your right approvals so that you're not kicked out of site or your site is closed by city council. And then after that, this is again where you need your architect to guide you. Because
sorry. What approvals are these?
Or building approvals, building permits. Actually, they're called building permits, which you get from any council, your local council, Nairobi City Council, or Kiambu County, or Mavoko County, Machakos County. You have to get your building permits because you need to pay something back to,
government.
Yes, to government. Absolutely. And it's critical because they come around inspecting and they can shut down your site if you don't have the required approvals.
Permits.
Yes. So now to go back, once you have your approvals, then now you have to start the process of construction. Now there are different ways of procuring your contractors. And again, I must emphasize, your architect guides you in this process because it's a technical issue.
This is where the problems are. This is where the problems are.
This is where a lot of us go wrong because we think we are saving money when we just take the foreman that you're talking about. Again, cheap is expensive because those are the people who will waste your material. If you want to do a labor contract, they will waste your material. They will steal from you. You will never really get to know if your BQ is being followed for that matter. And the purpose of a BQ is so that it can guide the construction process as well. And that is something a lot of Kenyans don't understand, that the bills of quantity guides your construction because it has given you the quantities that you're supposed to spend and how much you're supposed to spend on those quantities. And therefore, it becomes very imperative that the person who you get for construction understands the bills of quantity as well.
I've never built before. So if I get this bill of quantities, it will show you bill of quantities. It will show me how many bags of cement, how many doors, XYZ. But is there someone who can take the burden out of that so that because I do not know. I don't know if I'm being conned here, if I'm being sold a door or a chair, or I don't even know the mix ratios for cement. So how do we tackle that?
Now, how you tackle that is having a deep conversation with your architect. Because what we do then is we guide you. Depending on your budget and your capacity, we can say you will have to take a full contract. A full contract is where you get a contractor. You put him on contract between yourself and the contractor. And the contract is overseen by the consultants, which is the architect, the quantity surveyors, and the engineers. So they oversee the contract on your behalf. They are the ones who certify that the work that has been done is proper for payment. And they issue a payment certificate for you. If you opt to go the labor contract way, which is a widely acknowledged means of construction by a lot of people in the world globally, then still you need your architect so that he can be your eyes on the ground.
But you still need a contract.
You will still have to get into a labor contract. You'll have to tie down the contractor to some various important terms of reference for that contract, which can be overseen by your consultants. This is where I say you cannot go through a construction process without your consultancy team because they are your eyes. They are the ones who understand. They're the ones who make sure that the materials that have been brought on site are the right materials and they're of good quality. It's really, really important because a lot of Kenyans suffer a lot of losses. And you see a lot of incomplete buildings because then they fall out with their contractors. And it's not easy to kick a contractor out of sight. So then you start, all this haggling and all that is time, money lost where the client is concerned.
So basically you should get a contract. You can choose between a labor contract or a full contract where the they supply and basically build.
Yes.
Right. And then from that, you have your consultants who are like electrical engineer or civil engineers to oversee.
That's right.
But that is overseen also by the architect.
Absolutely.
Quick question. For the person wanting to build a 3-bedroom house, this looks like you're bringing a lot of people on board. Is it expensive, or you can get some of these consultants on a per visit basis, on a costing modality like that one? So that I'm not shocked with a bill of 400,000 for an engineer, because you're thinking maybe an engineer to come to site and inspect, it will cost me X amount.
Oh no. I again, we must demystify this, Nick, and I really look forward to season 2, where we shall really get into detail.
Yes.
There is nothing that cannot be discussed between yourself and your consultants. There should be no surprises.
Yes.
What you agree at the beginning should follow to the end.
Okay.
And our services include site visit, but if you don't need us to constantly oversee, then we can always arrange a method that can make sure that your site has been inspected and the right things are going on. So there's nothing to be scared of with your consultants, because a lot of the agreements are done right at the start. Yeah.
Hey guys, thank you for watching. So keep it tuned, share, like, subscribe. Cheers.